Just over a year ago, you couldn't get me anywhere near a roller coaster. I would only ride all the little ones and never the big ones. I was terrified every single time we had to go to Kings Island, just hoping my dad would not try to force me to get on the Beast, and then I would just feel ashamed of myself for not being brave enough to ride it when I chickened out. Eventually, in September 2019, that all changed when I rode it for the first time. I kept screaming the entire time, I'm doing it, and I was so proud of myself afterwards. I ran my first major roller coaster. In February of 2020, I rode my first roller coaster to go upside down at Disney World. After that, I got interested in roller coasters, and once Kings Island opened for the summer, even with the coronavirus, I was ready to try some. From my second video ever, I rode Diamondback for the first time. After that, I got myself to get on Orion, Banshee, and Vertigo, and just yesterday, Flight of Fear, my 14th and final coaster to ride at Kings Island. So right now, it's time to rank up the best from the worst coasters at Kings Island. Which coasters do I love, and which coasters belong in the supporting cast? In last place, taking out the rare, we have the Great Pumpkin Coaster, the park's E&F Myler Industries kiddie coaster that opened up back in 1992. What more do I need to say? This is a fun kiddie coaster for the kids and families, but there are still 13 roller coasters that are more thrilling, and of course, I would rather ride. However, this coaster definitely has its place in the park. At the number 13 spot, we have the Flying Ace Aerial Chase, the park's Vekoma suspended junior coaster that opened in 2001. This coaster is quite bland. It has a lot of head banging where your head clashes with the restraint, and overall it's just a rough ride and not much fun for the adults, which is why it is at 13th place. Does anyone else agree with me here that Adventure Express is insanely overrated? This coaster is just janky. When I rode it for the last time, I thought I would like it more, but I didn't like it any more than I already did. It was just fine. I waited in line for like 15 minutes, and it was just so unworth the wait. It just rattles you around. The lift hill is just so, makes your ears bleed. It's so loud, but anyway, this coaster, you can ride it if you want. It's not that bad, but it's pretty rough, and honestly, I would not recommend it that much. This coaster is a little bit underrated. Woodstock Express is a Philadelphia Toboggan Coaster's wooden family coaster that opened with the park in 1972. This coaster is a fun ride, guys. This is a great family coaster and excellent for the kids who've ridden Great Pumpkin Coaster so many times and they're kind of sick of it. Ready to ride something more thrilling? Woodstock Express is absolute perfection for that category. That is why Woodstock Express deserves the 11th place spot. And even though most people don't think it's better than Adventure Express, I'm going to have to disagree with that opinion. Starting off the top 10, at 10th place we have the Racer. This coaster is just so looked past so many times. It only rarely has over a 10-minute wait whenever I go to the park. So forgotten, but such a classic ride. This coaster is a Philadelphia Toboggan Coaster's wooden coaster that opened up in 1972. This coaster is so rough and painful. I mean, talk about a rough, painful ride. This coaster is the definition of it. It is just so rough that whenever I ride it, I just get jackhammered. I feel like I'm going to die, no matter if I'm riding the red side or the blue side, even though red is worse. This coaster is just so rough. Make sure you brace yourself for every single hill. It is pretty painful. Talk about coasters that get looked past. Invertigo is a Vekoma inverted boomerang. This coaster, I think opened in 1999. I have to fact check that to be sure, but this coaster sounds like a recipe for disaster, right? I mean, Vekoma is notorious for making really bad inverted coasters. This coaster was not much more than bumpy. I got pretty much little to no headbanging on it, and I got a rain ride. The rain ride was pretty bad when my glasses fell off, so I think that probably made the experience a little bit worse, because that's the only ride I ever got. However, if I get a better ride, maybe in the daytime, when it's not raining at least, maybe I'll have a higher opinion of this coaster. But right now, I don't think I like it more than 8 coasters in the park. At the number 8 spot, we have the Backlot Stun Coaster, the park's premier rides, launched family coaster that opened up in 2005, and it's celebrating its 15th anniversary. My only nitpick about this coaster is that it's a little bit rough in some transitions. Maybe because it's kind of bulky near the wheels, because of the train, it might be a little bit harder to go through those tight transitions. I don't know, but it's a little bit rough in some spots. Moving on from that, this coaster is such a great, fun family coaster. Every member of my family loves to ride this coaster. It's just such fun fire effects and great theming. Except for my little sister. She would have rode it, but she's not tall enough. When she is tall enough, maybe it'll help her get on some bigger coasters. I don't know. Great stepping stone coaster, though. And overall, this coaster is just a really fun coaster. At the number 7 spot, we have the Bat, the park's aerodynamic suspended coaster that opened in 1993. This coaster is a really fun ride. Lots of twists, turns, and fun banks. I think there are just 6 coasters better than this. I don't think this is a family coaster, just that one step above it. But it's just so cool. And if you're not ready to ride Banshee, this is a perfect ride to get you into it. It does not go ups and down. It's just a fun overall coaster. I think everyone who's ridden this can agree with me on that. It's not rough, no. It's just a really fun ride to get your kids into. When you're riding this, it's not scary. It's just a really fun coaster. I love this. Now guys, this next coaster here will be a bit of a controversial opinion, and as long as you respect my opinion, I will respect your opinion. So with that being said, my 6th favorite roller coaster at Kings Island would be Mystic Timbers, their GCI wooden coaster that opened back up in 2017. This coaster has packed with floater and ejector airtime and so many great airtime hills. What a fun coaster. I love this coaster. My sister loves this coaster. My dad loves it. It's just a smooth coaster. If you're sick of some of the rougher wooden coasters at the park, like the Racer, and this coaster is just such a great coaster to just ride. Why do I think it's only 6th place? I don't know. I just think there are 5 coasters that I like more. Also, I think the Beast I think that this coaster being better than the Beast is a bit wild. This coaster is not better than the Beast, but if you think it is, then I totally respect that. That's why I think it is at 6th place. Flight of Fear is a really awesome roller coaster. This coaster, in my Orion review, we just listed as some 1996 Spaghetti Bowl coaster. This coaster is a Premier Rides launch Spaghetti Bowl coaster that opened in 1996, but it's just more than what I said in the Orion review. This coaster roll is rough, and the ride operators that they were absolutely horrible. The line barely moved, and there was like not many people in line. This coaster is, it's okay at the very most. The launch was awesome. You could see a little bit so my dad could brace himself for those turns. Unlike in Space Mountain where you can't really brace yourself for those turns and it hurts your back a little bit. But this coaster is just a really fun ride. Even with the mid-course break room being a little bit of a dud, this coaster is a really fun coaster. And honestly, you should definitely ride this when you go to the park. It is a little bit underrated. For a second, just think, is there a more popular roller coaster out there than the Beast at Kings Island? In my opinion, no, I don't think so. This coaster is just more than just a popularity. It is incredible. This coaster was built in 1979 at 7,000 feet of track by Kings Island only. They didn't call PTC or a big manufacturer back then. They built them themselves. And yet only 2 times manufacturers have been able to top this coaster's length. This coaster is incredible, and wooden coaster manufacturers have yet to beat its record for longest wooden coaster. It's held that record for 41 years, and for a 42nd year and 43rd, I do believe, it will still hold the record. This coaster is such a good ride. While it is bumpy and people say it's too rough, this coaster is incredible. Say what you want to say about this being a piece of garbage or something, but this thing will always be a truly special roller coaster in my heart. No matter what crazy new roller coasters out there may be, even maybe this coaster might drop out of my top coasters, but this coaster will always be one of the most special coasters I've ever ridden. No matter if I like different coasters more than this or not, this coaster is one of the greatest coasters out there. If you haven't ridden this, you need to ride this. Book a ticket to King Island, and don't miss this coaster. I'm yet to ride a night ride, and I bet it'll totally boost my rankings for this coaster when I ride that night ride, guys. This coaster is awesome. We're finally getting down to the final 3, guys. These are the park's 3 Bollinger and Mob Yard B&M coasters. What do you guys think? Which one will win? Comment down below which one you think will be my favorite coaster at the park. Let's get into it. one of the best coaster models out there is the B&M Hyper Coaster. And Diamondback is definitely one of the best out there, and trust me, this coaster does not disappoint. This B&M Hyper Coaster opened up with the park in 2009 as Cedar Fair's first roller coaster, and the area in which Cedar Fair added a lot of new B&M Hypers to improve their new Paramount Parks lineups, which at the time were pretty bad considering that Paramount added all the junky coasters to these parks. Luckily, Kings Island was one of the parks they didn't add the worst coasters too. But Diamondback is excellent. This coaster immediately became the best coaster in the park when it opened, and truly made this park have an epic first coaster. Just this coaster being at third place just shows how strong this park's coaster lineup is. I mean, seriously, this coaster is absolutely excellent. At one point, it was my favorite roller coaster, and I just have to put it down to number 3. There are 2 coasters I like more, but besides that, I don't have a problem with this coaster. Do some people say it has a rattle? Yes, they do, but I have not experienced one yet. In fact, who cares if it has a rattle? I mean, it's a rattlesnake, get it? Okay, that was a pretty bad joke. But anyway, rounding this out, Diamondback is just such an awesome coaster, and it is excellent. If you're scared of this coaster, it is pretty intimidating from the Plant Snoopy area and stuff. But once you ride this coaster, you will not regret it. It will totally help you to get on those big, mega roller coasters. Diamondback is awesome. Drumroll please. And guys, this might be a bit of a shock for the people who have always been watching my channel since it started about 1.5 months ago. Yeah, Orion is my second favorite coaster, and even though I said it was my favorite and some of the other ones, you guys probably took it from that if you've watched it. However, no, I just think Orion is my second favorite now, because I've ridden my favorite coaster, and you guys probably already know what my favorite coaster is if you know Kings Island's coaster lineup well. But guys, Orion is such an awesome ride. Disregarding the fact that I put it at second place, Orion is incredible. This coaster is awesome. Say what you want to say about it. It's not as tall as Fury. It's not as good. So say that if you want. Just say all the crap that you want about it. But Orion will never be crap. This coaster is awesome. It is such a good, fantastic roller coaster. Every single element packs something. Sure, the trim hits. Not very hard, though. This coaster is just incredible. It's such a great fit for Kings Island, and I truly believe that this is Kings Island's just special Giga Coaster. It's awesome, and every element delivers, even though it is short. If you guys want to know more, watch my Orion review video. That'll tell you all you need to know. With that out of the way, it's time to reveal my number 1 favorite coaster at Kings Island. This will come as a bit of a shocker for some people. Yes, Banshee is my favorite roller coaster at Kings Island and my favorite coaster I have ever ridden. This coaster is truly an awesome ride. I just don't understand why some people rank this 5th or 6th, even 6th best at Kings Island. This coaster is so much better than that. This coaster is insanely underrated. What an awesome ride. By far the best layout of any coaster. It takes every single inversion and packs it with awesomeness. Even if it slows down at the end, that is final 0G roll, they could have put just some boring, bland element in there. Oh no, they put some insane 0G roll in there. More rides need to have those insane rolls. I mean, come on, that's awesome. The best hang time moment by far. This coaster is such a great ride. I cannot recommend Banshee enough. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. All the support means so much to me. And even though we're not too close to our 50 subscriber goal, every new subscriber counts. So if you love to watch my videos, I highly encourage you to subscribe to the channel. We post every Friday. And at the 50 subscriber mark, I will post twice a week. Guys, if you stayed with this video for this long, thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time. Make sure to leave a like if you like this video, and make sure to leave in the comments what your favorite roller coaster or top 5 or top 3 coasters at Kings Island are. I'll see you guys next time.